Weapons have been around for many years, and beginning around 1350, the first firearms, known as hand cannons at the time, were invented. These firearms got their name simply because they were literally hand cannons, working exactly the same way as large cannons. One end was closed, known as the breech, with the other end open, known as the muzzle. The muzzle was loaded with gunpowder and a projectile. The powder was ignited with fire through a small hole in the rear known as the touch hole. Gases expand rapidly and force the projectile out. By the time colonists began settling in America, the most common type of gun they owned was a matchlock. A lot of the earlier hand cannons were lit with a slow match, which was a chemically treated piece of rope that would ignite when the gun user dipped into the touch hole, requiring the use of both hands. With the invention of the matchlock, an arm on the gun called a serpentine held the slow match and would lower it into the touch hole at the press of a trigger. Eventually, the American long rifle was introduced and was commonly used for hunting. It is most likely a descendant from the German Jaeger flintlock. As the years progressed, American gunsmiths began experimenting with repeating and breech-loading weapons. Experiments with these types of weapons led to some weaponry advancements in the Civil War. The Civil War saw many types of weapons. One would be the Springfield Model 1861 rifle. This gun was the standard infantry weapon. It was a .58 caliber muzzle-loaded rifle with a 40-inch barrel. However, it was highly inaccurate, so it was typically used for mass-fire tactics. Another weapon would be the Henry repeating rifle. It was the assault weapon of its time, emptying a magazine of 16 shots in less than a minute, unlike the Springfield 1861, which could only fire 2 to 4 shots per minute. The Henry had a lever-action loading system, lowering bullets into the breech. The design was later picked up by Winchester, and its evolution eventually led to the Model 1873, also known as the gun that won the West. One of the more interesting guns would be the Lamont pistol, a .42 caliber revolver with 9 cylinders, capable of holding 50% more rounds than a typical revolver. Not only that, but the Lamont was 2 guns in one. It had a second, larger single-shot barrel capable of firing shotgun rounds. The user would flip a selector switch to jump from handgun mode to shotgun mode. One of the biggest advancements of the time, however, was the Minié ball, misnamed as the Mini ball in America. The Minié ball was a hollow, soft lead bullet with 4 rings created by Claude Etienne Minié. The rings around the ball, combined with the rifled musket, improved accuracy. Not only that, but the design of the Minié ball inflicted devastating wounds. When it came in contact with its human target, the Minié ball would flatten and even splinter. It would shatter bones and rip tissue. Thus, most limbs inflicted with a wound from a Minié ball had to be amputated, and most wounds in a vital area were likely fatal. This has been a brief history of American weapons up to the Civil War.